Alright, so let's continue now. Hand over, Harry, said Molly hurriedly. It says we're supposed to puncture them with something sharp. Harry passed her the pot and the bowl. He and Ron both snapped their goggles back over their eyes and died once more for the stump. It was not as though he was very surprised, thought Harry, as he wrestled with a tawny vine intent upon hurting him. He had not an inkling that this might happen sooner or later, but he was not sure how he felt about it. He and Cho were now too embarrassed to look at each other, let alone talk to each other. What if Ron and Hermione started going out together? Just split up. Could their friendship survive it? He remembered a few weeks when they had not been talking to each other in the third year. He had not known trying to bridge the distance between them. And then, what if they didn't split up? What if they become like Bill and Fleur and it become a screw? Is tingly embarrassed, is wrestling into being the purse so that he was shit or for good. Alright? No idea, but it's great for us, said Ginny brightly. They are playing Harper instead. He's in my ear and he's an idiot. Harry smiled vaguely back, but as he pulled on his scarlet robes, his mind was far from British. Malfoy had once become claimed he could not play due to injury, but on that occasion he had made sure the whole match was rescheduled for a time that suited the students better. Why was he not happy to let a substitute go on? Was he really ill, or was he faking? Fishy, isn't it? He said in an undertone to Ron. Malfoy not playing? Luckily, I called it, said Ron, looking slightly more agitated. And Vazy off too. He's the best goal scorer. I didn't fancy. Hey! He says suddenly, freezing halfway through pulling on his keeper gloves and staring at Harry. What? I thought you, Ron, had dropped his voice. He looked both scared and excited. I drank my purple juice. You didn't? My drink, my pumpkin juice. You didn't? Harry raised his eyebrows, but said nothing except, we will be starting in about 5 minutes. You better get your boots on. They walked out onto the pitch to tumultuous roar and booze. Who end of the stadium was solid red and gold, the other a sea of green and silver. Many Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaw had taken sides too and missed. Others yelling and clapping. Harry could distantly hear the roar of Luna Lovegood's famous line, top that. Harry stepped up to Madame Hooch, the referee, who was standing ready to release their balls from the crate. "Captain, shake hand," he said, and Harry had his hand crushed by the newsletterings. Captain Urquhart mantle brooms on the whistle. 3, 2, 1. The whistle sound. Harry and the others kicked off on from the frozen ground, and they were away. Harry saw around the perimeter of the grounds, looking for the snitch and keeping one eye on Harper, who was zigzagging far below him. Then a voice that was trickling differently from the usual commentators started up. "Well, there they go. I think we are all surprised to see the team that Potter put together this year. Many thought, given Ronald Weasley's patchy performance as keeper last year, that he might be of the team, but of course, a close personal team with the captain does help." These words were greeted with cheers and applause from the Slytherins end of the pitch. Harry craned around on his broom to look towards the commentators. Was a podium at Hogskin balloon boy that had once been Lee Jordan. Harry recognized Douglas Smith, a Hufflepuff player whom he hearts dislike. "Oh, and here comes their first attempt on goal. It's awkward streaking down the pitch and Harry turnover. Weasley save it. Well, he bound to get lucky sometimes. That's right, Smith. He is," murmured Harry, grinning to himself. And down amongst the trees, his eyes searching all around, some hint of the elusive snitch. With half an hour of the game gone, Harrow were leading 60 points to 0. Ron, having made some truly spectacular saves, some by the very tips of his club, and Ginny having scored four of Gryffindor's 6 goals. This effectively stopped Zach Terrace, who wondered loudly wherever the two Weasley were only there come. Harry liked them, and he started on Peak and Cootie instead. Of course, Cootie, he isn't really the usual bit for a beater. Zach Terrace loftily. They generally got a bit more muscle. "Hit the burger at him," Harry called to Cootie, and he boomed past, but Cootie grinning broadly. Time to aim the next burger at Harper instead, who was just passing Harry in the opposite direction. Harry was pleased to hear the good tongue that meant the burger had found a mark. It seems as though Gryffindor could do no wrong. Again they scored, and again at the other end of the pitch, Ron saved goals with apparent ease. He was actually smiling now, and when the crowd reached its tours of the old favorite, "Weasley is our king," he proceeded to conduct the room. "I think he's something special today, isn't he?" said a snide voice, and Harry was nearby. "Knock off his broom as Harper clawed with him hard and deliberately now pushed back was turned, and though Gryffindor below shouted in anger, but the time he looked around, Harper had already speared off his shoulder aching. Harry raced for him, running to, and I think Harper first sees his snitch. Smith, think Potter hasn't. Smith already was an idiot, thought Harry. And of course, Harper, how much did Malfoy pay you to come downstairs? Hey, not no made him say it, but Harper did a double take. He fumbled the snitch, and it slipped through his fingers and shot right past it. Harry made a grasp for the tiny flying ball and caught it. Yes, Harry started wheeling around. He hurtled back towards the ground. The snitch held in his hand as the crowd realized what had happened. A great shout went up that almost drowned the sound. The whistle that signaled the game. Ginny, where are you going? Yelled Harry, who had found himself trapped in the midst of a mess, mid-air hug with the rest of the team. But Ginny sped right on past him until with a crash she collided with the commentator's podium. As the crash shrieked and left, the Gryffindor team landed beside the wrecking wood under himself. Oh, no, I didn't, said Harry, turning face down. Yes, you did, Harry. That's why everything went right. There was Ron's players missing, and Ron saved everything and put it in, said Harry, now grinning broadly. He slipped his head inside his jacket pocket and drew at the tiny bottle that Hermione had seen in his hand that morning. It was full of golden potions, and the cork was still tied sealed with wax. I want Ron to think I'd done it, so I faked it when I knew you were looking. He looked at Ron. And you saved everything because you felt lucky. You did it all yourself. He poked the potion again. There really wasn't something in my pumpkin juice, Ron said, astounded. But the weather's good, said, and Wesley couldn't play. I honestly haven't been lucky potion. Gryffindor, he yelled, but with one last look of vindictive fury, Harry ran open the door and whispered through it. Harry thought he heard a sob for its slam. Goodbye, Ron. See you later. Have a nice day.